Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV. This is the EPJ Sports Night edition coming to you live on a Wednesday night from Los Angeles, California, and a night where the Lakers got a buzzer-beating game winner from LeBron James. And on the eve of the 2025 domestic/home opener for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover both teams. We're going to cover both sports. We're going to take questions on both sides. Here we go. Kickoff of the MLB season officially for all. We got Snell versus Scooble. We got LeBron's game winner. We got the Lakers ending a 3-game losing streak. We got the Dodgers trying to start the season 3-0. Lots and lots and lots to talk about. And I'm excited to kind of launch this new show. To kind of the crossover, do both sports in one show. I'm going to have Lakers-centric only shows, Dodgers-centric only shows, and we're going to have an EPJ Sports Night where we just throw it all into a pot and mix it together and see what comes out, man. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on the video on the way in. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We talk Dodgers, we talk Lakers, we talk NBA, we talk MLB. Going to be talking NFL next season. So we're here to do all kinds of different things over here today. So give it a few seconds here for people to come in here. As we do, I'm going to go ahead and mention to get your MLB, NBA, NFL gear and more, as this show is brought to you by Fanatics. Make sure to use our link for Fanatics to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. Great way to get all your Dodger championship gear, your Laker gear you're getting already. But if you use our link to get it through Fanatics, and they take care of us because you purchased through us. So great way to help support the channel. You can also tap that Cash App, $ Empire Jeff. You can also become a member to the channel. Hit that join button or the first link in the description. Become a member for less than the cost of lunch. You can become a member for an entire month. Shout out to all the members already in the program. You guys are incredible, man. So let's talk some Lakers a little bit as people fill in here, man. Get comfortable, relax, and let's enjoy some sports talk here. So the Lakers on a 3-game losing streak heading into Indiana. And this is a weird game, man. This is an early game, 4 p.m. West Coast start time. I was out and about. I had to watch it on my phone. I had to listen in the car. Like it was hard to keep up with this game at 4 p.m. Pacific time on the West Coast, man. But I saw Luka got it going. LeBron didn't have the best night, but the Lakers had 6 guys in double figures tonight. Indiana had 7 guys in double figures and lost at home. Rui with some clutch threes down the stretch to keep the Lakers within striking distance. And when LeBron got that miss and put back with basically 0.1 left on the clock, and the Lakers get out of Dodge with that win, a must needed win as they go in to try to get back in the shy against the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night in a back-to-back. And we'll see who plays in that game. But the Lakers, man, currently sitting in the 4th seed, a game back of Denver. I think 2.5 games back of the 2 seed. Not too many games left. It's going to be hard to get to. Still fighting for 3. And LeBron, although he got the game winner tonight, he's not quite back yet. That groin injury is bothering him. Clearly, he hasn't had like that LeBron James performance that he was doing prior to the injury. He's kind of just working his way back into it. Probably not trying to hit the gas too hard right now and try not to re-aggravate that groin as they head into the playoffs. Luka Doncic was incredible. Austin Reeves did his thing. And the man they love to hate. The man they love to hate. The man they come out the woodwork. The man that everyone hides from until he has a bad game and pops out on him. Jared Vanderbilt. 0 points. Remember I told you how he can impact winning without scoring a single point? Didn't I tell you this? I could have swore I told y'all this. He can impact winning with 0 points. Plus 24 in the game tonight. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I'm always right sometimes. I'm always right sometimes, baby. And Jared Vanderbilt, he has his ups, he has his downs, but that man impacts winning. So does DFS. Vando, plus 24 on the floor tonight. Shout out to him, man. Those haters going to be a little quiet tonight. They'll be back, though. They'll be back if he has a bad game, but they'll be a little quiet tonight. What y'all think of that game tonight, man? What you guys think of LeBron's, kind of progress and coming back here? How do you think he's looked since he's come back from injury? If we could bring down the stat sheet real here, the box score real quick. So you had Rui with 14. You had LeBron with 13, 4 of 12 shooting, 0 for 3 from 3. He did have 13 rebounds, 7 assists. So strong there. You had, like I said, Austin Reeves with 24 points, 8 of 16, 1 of 8 from 3, though. Just has to get that right. 5 assists. He had 4 turnovers, though. But Luka Doncic, man, 34 points, 11 of 21, 6 of 10 for 3, 7 and 7. You got Dorian Finney-Smith, DFS, 11 points, 4 of 7 shooting, 3 of 5 from 3. And like I said, Indiana Pacers, man, with 7 guys in double figures tonight, and the Lakers still got it done. So that's impressive. Anytime you can go in to another team's building when you're struggling and you lost 3 in a row, and they hit you with 7 guys in double figures and they have the lead, and you still are able to get out of there with the dub, then look, I'll tell you, like I say, any win's a win. A win is a win, and an accidental win is a win. It's almost felt like an accidental win, like accidental, like the Lakers had no business probably winning this game. Some defensive breakdowns, some rotational issues. They had no business really winning this game, but they did, and we'll take it. We need it as they head down the stretch here, trying to secure a top 4 seed in the Western Conference as they head into the playoffs. But LeBron, I think he's going to be fine. I'm not over here really super worried about it. I think that he's out there preparing himself for the playoff push. I think he doesn't want to aggravate anything, hurt himself any further. And I think that's smart. So let's start off with some Laker questions right now. We're going to touch on some Dodger talk in a little bit. For those of you guys who are just coming in, a little different format tonight. We're going to do a crossover of both sports. EPJ Sports Night is going to cover Dodgers and Lakers. So it's not going to be just Laker-centric, Dodger-centric. When you see this logo on the screen, when you see EPJ Sports Night, you know we're talking both sports. So if you're here to talk Dodgers, this time Dodgers will be second on the show. Sometimes they'll be first. Probably tomorrow night, the Dodgers will be first tomorrow. But tonight, the Lakers will be first. They played tonight, and they won. So we're going to talk about them tonight. So let me know what your favorite part of the game was tonight. Let me know what you thought of the game tonight. Let me know if you thought this game was lucky. Let me know if you actually thought the Lakers just grinded this out. And what are your thoughts overall on the game? And what the Lakers need to do tomorrow to get some get back in Chicago, because I'm curious to see what you guys got to say about that. Craig, what's going on? Appreciate you as always, man, for tuning in. Thank you. With the poor defense, Lakers were lucky to get the win. Yeah. So that's the Lakers from January 1st to basically the end of February. So a good 2-month span. That defense was dominant, just completely dominant. Incredible. It seems like that game in Boston, something just happened, right? LeBron got hurt, and LeBron had been playing incredible defense and kind of being a leader out there. Luka was it's odd because Bron was kind of taking the AD role of being the captain on defense, right? And letting Luka kind of run the offense and shine. He was playing off ball on offense. He was doing everything he could to fit in, being a true leader out there. And I've said, I felt like LeBron the first probably, 60% of this season, maybe almost 70% of this season is probably the best leadership I've seen LeBron since 2020. Which is incredible because I feel like 2020 was the greatest leadership I've ever seen in sports ever in my lifetime. So seeing him get back to that was great, and then he got hurt and they kind of lost their defensive identity with him. It's oddly enough, you lose Braun, you lost Rui, you lost Hayes, and you lost Austin. And when that all happened, it feels like the defense fell apart. The DFS was out some games too, no doubt. But it's odd that the guys who are labeled as the non-defenders go down and the Lakers defense suffers. So it just goes to tell you, sometimes narratives, sometimes just, it's a team game. It's a 5-on-5 team defenses matter. And even guys you think can't guard anybody one-on-one, sometimes those guys can still be very effective in a team defensive scheme. Phoenix Layer 1, what's up, my guy? Empire Jeff on his comeback tour. I'm feeling it. Keep it doing big. Hey, appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, don't call it a comeback, man. Schedule-wise, it's been rough, but I'm doing my best, man. It's my 3rd day in a row. We did a Laker show 2 nights ago. On Monday, we did a Dodger show yesterday. Now we're merging them all together here tonight on Wednesday. We'll have shows tomorrow as well. So I'm doing my best to get back in the swing of things, get back in the rhythm, trying to get out of that that YouTube detention center, man, where if you don't go live about 4 or 5 times a week, they stop sending out notifications. So I got to get back on the grind and keep it going. So they let me out of jail here, man. But appreciate you, man. Phoenix Layer 1 for tuning in. BC, what's good, my guy? Go Dodgers. Absolutely. We're going to touch on the Dodgers in a bit. Stick around. We're going to touch on the Dodgers in a bit. Let's see. Okay, this is something in YouTube, so I can't see it here. Almost 2K subs. Yeah, Pale Fox, what's going on? We are almost at 2K subs, right? I haven't even really pointed that out. I think we're 9 away. Last I checked, I think we were 1991. Man, what an era. What an era. Let's go ahead and take a look at where we're at here. Let's take a look at the sub count here. Maybe we can try to get this up. Let's try to get this sub count out. Let's see if we can get to 2K tonight, man. That would be incredible. That would be dope. Let's see if we can get to 2K. Where are we at? We're 1991 right now. 1991. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Would love to hit 2K tonight. If not, at the very latest tomorrow for the Dodgers opener. But if you like this new format, and you've been here before, and you either come for baseball or you come for basketball, and you haven't subbed up yet, subscribe to the channel, man. You'd be greatly appreciated. Appreciate you, Pale Fox. LeBron just made 10 points to keep his streak alive. Yeah, his streak is alive and well, right? It's weird. If this was any other guy coming back from injury, I might be worried. I don't really worry about LeBron James. Like, I think this is strategic. I think what he's doing is just kind of buying his time, getting out there, and I think he's kind of still healing, but getting out there and playing and helping his teammates. And I'm not really worried about him, to be honest. I don't think we got to worry too much about him, man. Satro, what's going on, Satro? Salute. What's going on, Big Jeff? What's going on, Satro? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. LeBron too passive until the fourth, said BC. Yeah, I think he's preserving himself, man. I think he's a guy out there. You know, if you got a guy with a bad hamstring, a groin, an ankle, a calf, you know, any of those lower extremities, you kind of ramp up a little bit, right? So you gotta see how the body's feeling. You gotta see how you're going. You got travel. They got a game again tomorrow night. He could be just preserving himself. I mean, I know a lot of the talk is right now is, are the Lakers going to rest people tomorrow? Maybe they're not going to. And if they do play everybody tomorrow, then, you know, having played last night and having to go to Chicago for tomorrow night, you know, maybe LeBron's got that in the back of his mind and just trying to be, you know, keep himself healthy and ready for that game tomorrow. Shando, what's going on, my guy? Damn, the Flippers are 6. I wanted them to get popped out of the playoffs. I told you guys the other night, man, a couple nights ago, I told you the Clippers are going to be a problem for some teams. I don't think they'll be a problem for the Lakers, but I think they're going to be a problem for some teams. They're getting healthy. That defense is elite. Kawhi is getting better. They've got a good head coach. Zubac is having a career year. Norm Powell has been solid. I know he's got some injuries, but he's been great. You still got Harden there. You got guys that can play. You got guys that can play over there, and their defense will keep them in games. They're not great in the clutch. So if they're up on you, they can hold you down with their defense. But if you're close on them, you can get them. They tend to fall apart in the clutch. But that defense is legit. BC says the Vando special. Yeah, man. Put some respect on Vando's name, man. Put some one more time for Vando. You know, I said this the other night. I said he can impact winning with 0 points on the stat sheet. And 20 plus 24 tonight. Plus 24. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. I don't care if it's 40 minutes. I don't care if it's 20 minutes, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever minutes. You plus 24, you plus 24. Shout out to Vando. But yeah, they needed him tonight in that stretch. And don't get me wrong, Vando has earned the criticism. Like, it's not like he didn't deserve it, right? But he has that level of impact capability of being on the floor and making things happen. He has it. And he just doesn't do it enough to get the people that doubt him to believe in him. But I've seen it enough, and I've seen guys like him on teams my entire life that make huge differences, and we're going to need him if we're going to go far in the playoffs. Nice win, folks. Facts, Vando plus minus was up, all the way up for Vando, man. All the way up. Craig says, LeBron looks stiff. Well, you know, when you're 40 years old and you miss a couple weeks, you're going to stiff up a little bit, man. You're going to stiff up a little bit. Again, I'm not too worried about him. I do believe that he's just kind of preserving his energy, making sure he's going to be okay. And I think he's going to be okay, man. I think he's going to be okay. PC says, yep. Satcho says, facts, Jeff. Brown will pick it up as he heals up, but the others got to take up the slack for a few games. And that's what it is. So Luka, you know, north of 30, Austin scoring. You had, like I said, 6 guys in double figures, including Braun. So this is how the Lakers won basketball games, even though this game wasn't pretty. And even though they should have probably blown this team out. 6 guys in double figures. This was the Laker team we saw for most, from January to the end of February. Role players playing elite, defense playing elite, but they weren't elite, the defense tonight. I'm talking about just the role players scoring, being capable out there to put the ball in the basket. When LeBron and Luka get their co-stars out there, their role players out there cooking, a guy north of 20, you got guys in the teens, guys in double figures. That's when the Lakers are at their best. You can have a game where Luka goes for 30, Bron goes for 30, and the Lakers lose by 20. Like, you need this. You need your role players to fill their roles. And as they continue to do that, the Lakers will continue to win games. Pale says that Vando's rebound of airball and pass out for the 3 with 0.5 seconds on the clock was a huge play. Vando, he has all these capabilities, and I think sometimes he just gets a little antsy. He fumbles the ball, but it's also where they put him at. When they put him on certain positions on the floor, it kind of causes him to fumble and make mistakes, right? So when they use him correctly, you're going to get the better Vando. We're up to 1993 now on the sub count, man. 1993. Come on, y'all. Sub to the channel if you have not done so already. Trying to get to 2K tonight. That'd be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, Pale, great performance by Vando without touching a stat sheet offensively. Vegas Dev, what's good, my brother? What's going on, my member here, Vegas Dev? You can be like Vegas Dev and become a member to the channel. Tap that join button, hit the first link in the description to become a member. At the very least, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Phoenix Layer 1 says, I finally got the air horn. I feel honored. You ever got the air horn before? I'm sure you have before, man. Yeah, the air horn is a staple over here at EmpireJeffTV. We know it, man. I'm going to get you one more time. There we go. Shando says, what's a team that might be the craziest regular season team you still feel can be threats in the playoffs? To me, it's Denver, maybe the Wolves. Oh, Denver can be a threat. I've never ruled out Denver for being a threat. To me, it's the Clippers. I keep saying, like, the Clippers are going to scare somebody. The Clippers are going to absolutely scare somebody. If Orlando was healthy, because the way that they can do certain things with the different players they have, but I don't know. It can't stay healthy. It's not really popping for them this year. So if I had to think, to me, Denver isn't really a surprise to me. I think the Clippers would be a bigger surprise to me than them. Believe it or not, to me, maybe I don't think people are talking enough about, like, Memphis. I think when you look at OKC, which a lot of people are praising really highly, right? I think if you look at teams like Houston and Memphis, when you talk about all these teams, those teams aren't really mentioned. So I think Houston may be a year too early. This is where I felt OKC was last year. I feel like Memphis just never got it popping. Like, they win games, they're there, but I feel like mental toughness, will they be able to do anything with that? And this I am unsure of. So to me, even though it does not thrill me to say this, but because I've just been feeling this way probably, for the last month and a half now, is that the Clippers look different. The Clippers look different than when they started the season. They're getting healthy, and all the reasons I've mentioned about their defense, Kawhi. I think the Clippers, because no one's talked about them all year. And I'm being real. I'm being objective here, because this is not a team I like or watch or root for, right? So it'd be I know a lot of people, aren't going to say that because they just can't admit it, right? But the Clippers, even though the Clips going to clip, and they probably will clip, I'm just saying, they have the ability to scare someone come playoff time. I really, really, really do believe that. BC says, go Lakers. Absolutely. LeBron, Luka is champs, man. I'm hoping so. Still don't trust the Rando Gobert front court in today's game, though. I don't trust Gobert in a playoff situation at all. Like, my thing is this with Gobert, and I've talked about this before. We're about 20 so minutes in, another few minutes, and we'll get to the Dodgers here. The thing with Gobert is as crazy as this sounds, for a defensive player of the year, whenever I watch him, I feel like he's easy to attack one-on-one. You get him on a switch, you get him out there. Him being guarding guys one-on-one is not his best attribute. Him being able to be a team defender and guard a side of the floor, he's better at guarding three people. He's better at guarding three people at once than he is guarding one person. His help defense, his recovery, his shading, these type of things he's better at than just going and trying to guard someone one-on-one. He gets cooked one-on-one. Team defense, though, he's elite, and that's where he gets all his awards from, is basically team defense. But I don't really buy into what he can do in the playoff time. In the East, outside of the top three teams, it's kind of a wash. Yeah, that's the East for you, man. That's the East the last 20 years, man. It just is what it is. That's the Eastern Conference, and that's the Eastern Conference for a reason. Let's see. It might not be the craziest regular season team is what I meant. Oh, Denver might. Oh, man, did I read that wrong? I apologize. So, yeah, I think Denver can still, you still got Joker, you still got Murray, you still got Porter, you still got Gordon, you still got guys that can hoop. Can they stay healthy? Can they execute? The team has not looked the same since they lost all their guys. Are they coasting? Are they going to try to take it to another level come playoff time? Do they think they can flip a switch? We'll wait and see on that. But they're still going to be a very dangerous team, man. Mr. Joe Soro, what's going on, man? Haha, respect on Vando. Hey, I mean, he's got the right to be called out when he has a brutal game. Facts. That's facts. It's all fun and games. Like, I joke around with the Vando stuff because I feel like a lot of people just hate on him. But I think the people that bash him want him to be good because they know he can be important, right? They need him to be important. They want him to be important. And every team kind of has to have a whipping boy, right? But Vando can really, really, really help this team, and I know it. He can also hurt this team. But games like tonight, plus 24 with 0 points. This is the type of impact I continue to say he's capable of having on the team. Make sure Joe show is going to pop off any day, maybe even tomorrow. The Joe Soro Experience. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to his channel, and make sure you go ahead and support him as he's getting ready to launch for Dodger and Laker coverage as well. Bronny, if given the men's, will be an all-star in 4 to 5 years. Bet since Dan Inspiration. Ooh, whoa, that's a hot take. Bronny an all-star. G League all-star or NBA all-star? I'm not a Bronny hater nor a Bronny basher. I'm not willing to go to the fact that he's going to be an all-star. I'm not even willing to go to the fact that he's going to be a rotational player. I'm not slamming the door on it. He needs to continue to develop. His body and game need to mature. He is hooping in the G League. He had that 17-point game against the Bucks. He's improving, which is why he should be in the G League, so we can work on his game and improve, right? But All-Star, my guy, I hope for his sake, because it's going to be real tough to live up to the shoes, right? And live up to the myth of his father. So any type of NBA success that he has, I'm hoping for the kid that he can get that. But that's a pretty strong take right there. Don't test anyone tomorrow. Test or rest? You mean rest? I think BC meant rest. There you go, BC. Yeah. So I did some poking around on that when they did, the 6 game and 8 nights. And, I heard back from that basically it wasn't even JJ or the players that sat. Like the medical staff were advising them to not play these guys because they got lingering injuries and nagging injuries, travel, all those games, 6 games and 8 nights. And the Lakers' new medical staff today, the Lakers' medical staff was bashed religiously last year for not taking care of their guys, right? So they're trying to do that now, and they're still getting bashed. It's frustrating. I know we want them to play, but they're doing the best they can, and that's all they can do right now. Lewis, what's going on, my guy? What's good, big brother Jeff? Let's go Dodgers. You got to believe facts. Search and Destroy, the mod guy, the mod father, the father of mods, the God mod, my guy. Appreciate you, Search and Destroy, the absolute best in the business. Appreciate you being here, sir. Why do front offices go overboard and pay for guys instead of spreading the wealth, says King Carter? Well, you got to pay guys to keep guys, and that's the thing, market value. So if you try to undercut some guy and lowball him, then another team's going to offer more. You're going to lose him. You're not going to be able to build a team. You have to pay for talent, point blank period. And then you only have a certain amount of roster spots. You've got salary caps. You've got tiers. So it's not as simple as you think to just don't pay him, spread the wealth. Well, spreading the wealth, you're going to be spreading the wealth to a bunch of mid-level guys because all the guys that can get money are going to sign elsewhere where the money's at. So it's just not realistic. If you want the finest in Lakers Dodgers content and breaking news, you have come to the right place. Tell them, search. Let's do a sub count real quick. Are we still at the 193? Let's see where we at. We're still at 193. So we might not get there tonight, man. Trying to get to 2K tonight, y'all. So if you're in the building, slowing up, just pulling up, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. Trolling Bandwagon Alliance TBA, Mr. Cuba, a.k.a. CJ Stroud. Lookalike, man. He said, yo, the streak lives on, man. Yeah. What's up, Cuba? In your eyes, why do analytics guys prefer non-shooters to shoot from the corner, wing over above the break? So analytic guys. So I think like analytics is a term that's overused. It's not just analytics. Okay. It's also the reason is it's the shortest 3-point attempt, right? So it's not just analytics. It's an easier shot for most of the guys than on the wing or the top of the key. It's the shortest shot from 3. So when you got a guy who doesn't have a lot of range, you want to get him in that spot because he can probably make that shot better than he can for the longer ones, right? Easier catch and shoot. He can hide over there. It's a lot easier to hide in the corner than it is to hide on the top. So, and usually you're getting a guy who's penetrating one way, either left or to the right. He's coming to your strong side. He's giving you the pass eye to eye there. It's a lot easier catch and shoot situation and more space typically. And if a guy flies by and you hit him with a pump fake, you can go baseline. There's less defenders because you're not coming from the top. So it's usually just not necessarily all analytics, but it could be an advantage gained on the offensive side of the basketball. Who else we got here? OKC second round team. I don't believe OKC is gonna I don't think they're world crashers, man. I think that they have a chance to get knocked out early like they did last year. What's going on, Big Baby? Appreciate you for pulling it up. Make sure to go subscribe to Big Baby Sports. Gonna get the Dodger talk in a couple minutes here, man. I'm trying to get to these last couple Laker questions. So if you got some Dodger questions, start dropping them now. We're going to switch to Dodgers in just a few minutes here. We'll love to play the Clippers. BC, I would love to play the Clippers. I said earlier that I felt the Lakers are going to play both the Clippers and Denver in the playoffs and beat them both. I'm still standing on that. Pale Fox says, I'd just like to remind everyone seeds 1, 2, and 3. They total a 97.4% of the champions. Only 2 titles were won by a team with the 4 seed or higher. I hear you. I totally agree with you. And I'm not saying that seeding doesn't matter because it absolutely does. But as the league changes, these teams get a little softer. These teams get a little weaker. The top teams in the seeds are typically the less experienced teams now. This is a little different where I think we're entering a different era. So I keep saying that we're getting closer and closer to a team coming back from 3-0 because the way teams shoot threes, the way they take and make threes. Had Tatum not hurt his ankle, this was 2 years ago, Boston would have came back 3-0 against Miami and won that series. So it almost happened. So I believe that we are getting closer and closer to the first 3-0 deficit comeback win. I think we're getting there. We almost had one. Okay. I think we're getting there. With that being said, I think we're getting closer to a road team in the first round winning a championship. I just believe that when you see the way the game is played, when you see the mentality of the game, when you see the way these teams are built, when you see how the top seeds are, I think we're getting closer and closer to a lower seed winning a championship. While I agree that those metrics go back forever, I do believe the game has changed, and I believe we're getting closer and closer to a lower seed winning championships more often. Simply put, I feel like we're going to start to see NBA come a little bit more like baseball, where anyone can beat anyone in any round. I think it's getting closer to that. I really do. Maybe I'm crazy. I just feel that it's happening. Let me see. Aaron, what's going on? Aaron said Dodgers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're coming in with Dodgers in just a couple minutes here. Just a couple minutes. Get your Dodger questions in. Almost an embarrassing loss. It was. This was an accidental win for the Lakers tonight. By the skin of LeBron's hand. Yeah, man. 0.1 seconds too, man. Crazy. Just like, whoa, I'm not going to say that. Super pause. Super duper pause, man. Bronny ceiling is Gary Payton Jr. And I wouldn't hate that. Bronny legit looks like the best player almost every night for the South Bay. If you watch it, that's why he's down there. That's why they got him to be down there. That's exactly what they got him for, was to be down there for sure. Let me see people shouting out search. Let me be quiet here. Ron Tom, what's going on, my guy? Peace to you, Ron Tom. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Appreciate y'all tuning in here, man, on a Wednesday night. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. And subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Like I said, we're trying to get to 2K tonight, so I'm going to remind you to sub a little bit more than usual. It's because I want to get that sub count up, man. I want to get to 2K by the time the Dodgers start their game tomorrow. So I'd appreciate y'all, man. Let's see. BC says, I doubt it. Jamie Butler owns Boston's poverty franchise. No, man, I'm telling you that they had him shook. If Tatum doesn't get hurt there, I think they win that game for sure. All right, where do you think KD going next season? Keep an eye on Houston or the Mavs. Houston or the Mavs are the names that I keep hearing about when it comes to KD. Unless he changes his mind, he's willing to go back to the Warriors and they can flip that, but I don't think so. Keep an eye on the team in Texas. Let's go Dodgers and Lakers. There we go. Exactly. There you go, Star. What's going on, Star? Appreciate y'all, man. Tomorrow's a revenge game tomorrow. Man, I hope so, big baby. We got to roll back up on them. They hit our block. We got to hit theirs, man. Pop, pop. We got to go get them. Is Shohei already considered the best player ever or not yet? All right. So on that note, we're gonna switch from Lakers and we're gonna go to the Dodgers, man. So start getting your Dodger questions in here. If you've been patiently waiting to talk to Dodger baseball, we're gonna dip over to the Dodgers now. Appreciate everyone. We can still talk some Lakers. But I want to run through a little bit of the Dodgers here as we get ready for the domestic home opener tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers. As you know, we played in Tokyo, went 2-0 against the Chicago Cubs, with Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Roki Sasaki making their season debuts. Both looking fantastic. And the Dodgers come home. Mookie Betts is back in the lineup. Freddie Freeman back in the lineup. They've still got some guys out arms-wise. But these guys at the plate, man. It's about to get popping, man. So for me, I know me and Joe talked about this last night on the show. So if you missed last night's show, go check it out. Joe has said, I think Joe still has Barry Bonds right there. Neither one of us saw Babe Ruth, obviously. Barry Bonds, to me, is the greatest baseball player I have ever seen in my life. But I'm willing to already start saying Shohei is going to pass him. Is he there yet? I don't know. They're really close. They're neck and neck. Right now, I would probably still give Bonds the advantage. I know a lot of people in the steroid era and the people were talking about, the cheating or whatnot, but that was the era. That's what they did. Like Sosa and McGuire did it before Bonds. All these other guys were doing it. If you wanted to get paid and stay in that level of superstar status that these other guys were doing it, you had to do it back then. It's just the way it is. So to me, Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer when he was in Pittsburgh, before the steroids were even a thing. Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh. All right. Without a doubt. So to me, Barry Bonds was my favorite player on the Pirates. Second became a Giant. I was like, oh God, I can't root for you, but he was still the best player I ever saw. And Derek Jeter became my favorite player. Because I just couldn't, with Barry on the Giants, I couldn't do it. But to me, Barry Bonds was the best baseball player I've ever seen. Ken Griffey was ridiculous. A-Rod, when he first came up, there's been a lot of guys who thought maybe they could do it. Maybe they can be that guy, right? None of them Bonds was it. Bonds was it. Pujols was phenomenal. There's been a lot of guys that were great, incredible. But to me, Shohei is going to be the greatest player ever. Going to be. I think it may be another year or two. If he pitches, like Joe said. Joe said if he wins a Cy Young or even just, puts up like, sub-3 ERA, 16, 20 games, wins 75% of them, then he's got it. I think he's going to end up, before Shohei is done because of the winning, I think he's going to go down as the greatest baseball player ever. Not just the winning, but the stats, the accomplishments, the abilities. The 50-50 is just the beginning here. Shohei has said that he thinks he's going to have a better year this year coming than he did last year, when he did something that no one's ever done in Major League Baseball. So that is going to be something to witness there. But if I had to guess, but if I had to say right now, I would say that Shohei Ohtani is knocking on the door of being the greatest baseball player of all time, and that Barry Bonds is still it for me right now. But I think that has a chance to change rather quickly. But again, I didn't get to see, I didn't get to see Willie Mays. I didn't get to see Babe Ruth. I didn't get to see DiMaggio. I didn't get to see Gehrig. I didn't get to see a lot of the guys that were before my time. Clemente. I didn't get to see any of those guys. Right? I didn't get to see any of those guys. To me, the history. My grandfather did, and my grandfather told me. So my grandpa's favorite player of all time was Mel Ott, old New York baseball giant. Right? New York Giants baseball before they came west. And he was his favorite player, and he died in a car accident. But my grandpa would tell me stories about all these guys back in the day. And he was a true historian. And I wish to God I could have seen these guys play. I wish to God I could have seen some of those guys play. But Willie Mays would have been the guy I really, really wanted to see play. But never obviously Ruth, right? And just all those guys, the Murderers Row, Yankees, like all of those guys. But I didn't get a chance to see him. So for me, the best I ever saw was Barry Bonds. For sure. Aaron says, Doyer is absolutely, man. Craig says, Dodgers pitchers will allow less runs, but offense will be less until they improve bottom of the lineup. I think the bottom of the lineup is going to be fine, especially if you're going to slide Edmund down there and get Pages down there. I think this all going to come together, to be honest with you, man. I think the bottom of the lineup is going to be fine. Snell goes 6, no more than 2 runs. Oh, that would be great. That would be fantastic. How many runs do you think the Dodgers score tomorrow, though? Let me know. Does Shohei homer? Does he homer? What's funny is KD seems like a chill, low maintenance dude, yet every team he's on winds up drama the moment he comes there. Yeah, he does. I get what you meant, Craig. I got what you meant. They're gonna start serving sushi in Laker and Dodgers games. I don't know why they don't. They do already. They already have sushi at Dodger games. They got sushi. They got soju there. They got Korean. They got a whole, even though it's not just Japanese, they got a whole Korean menu now. The guys they got there. They got sushi. They've got a lot of stuff all there already for the Asian market. They've been doing it. I think Shohei is better than Bonds. The pitching is just a level above everyone else. Yeah. So that pitching just takes it to the next level. It's unfair. It's an absolute cheat code. You can't tell me you put a guy out there that can be a Cy Young level guy and still hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. I mean, that's unfair, yo. That's unfair. Let's see. Rod Carew was the greatest hitter I've seen, but yeah, I'm old. I never saw Rod Carew. I saw Moises Alou, but I didn't see Rod Carew. I'll take Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. There you go. See, I didn't get to see them. I know the history. I know their story. I know they're absolute legends, but I didn't get to see them. I do think that Minnesota can be a sleeper team for KD. I don't know if he'll approve going there though. 5-2 players. Yeah, absolutely. Willie Mays is Willie Mays Hayes. Willie Mays Hayes. Shout out to Major League. Major League 1, man. I've seen that movie probably 100 times. Major League 2 was better. Than people that I know a lot of people didn't like it as much as the first one, but it wasn't bad. I know Wesley Snipes wasn't in it. It was Omar Epps instead of playing Willie Mays Hayes. But I still like Major League 2, but Major League 1 is an absolute classic, absolute baseball classic. BC says Bond's numbers before steroids are basically the same as Shohei's. Man, he was so good. He had one of the best swings, right? The Griffey swing, the Bond swing, him at the plate, man. Just the way the bat moved. I mean, it made contact. Man, it was so loud. What I've said about Shohei is the sound is so different off his bat. When the baseball hits Shohei's bat, it is different. Bonds was different too. I also think Shohei is chasing Babe, if anyone. say like for the name, the GOAT status. Yeah, no, I hear you. That's exactly who he's really chasing. Judge has better numbers. So Judge he also plays now. Shohei plays in the National League now. He played in the American League, obviously, for 6 seasons. My thing about Judge having better numbers, yes, at the plate, but Judge doesn't pitch. And even if he did, he wouldn't be Shohei. So that's just what separates them. It's the pitching. The pitching is a tremendous difference. Roberto Clemente, yeah, that's the one I was mentioning. What was Willie Mays' ERA? No, I hear you. Johnny Bench was dope. Kane says, in your opinion, when did the player fan era started? What would you say makes being a team fan more fun? So to me, the player, I know people blame LeBron for this, but I really think there were a lot of Jordan player fans. They really were. There were a lot of Jordan player fans. There were a lot of Iverson player fans. A ton of Iverson player fans. And Braun, right? So I think it started, I think there was them before Braun, but I think Braun took it to the next level because he was just so great and so huge and just such a big name and so marketable. But there were player fans. There's always been player fans, player stands. Braun just took it to the next level. And to me, what separates it is, I mean, a player fan, I don't tell anyone how to fan, like we've talked about this. But for me, to me, it's the team. It's the team I'm loyal to. I've said often that if Kobe would have left the Lakers and went to the Clippers, I would have been done with Kobe. You know what I mean? Second, Shaq left the Lakers. I respect what he did for us, but bye, Shaq. You're not with us. You're against us now. I'm a Laker fan, right? I'm a Laker fan. So to me, player fans, it's a new wave of the NBA. It's the new fan era, and it's their era. They can root what they want to root for. That's up to them. But to me, I'm not going to. To me, it's better to be a team fan. That's just how I came up. But it doesn't mean that how they fan isn't better for them, right? You know. So to me, I'm a team fan. I don't know how to not be a Laker fan. I don't know how to not be a Laker fan. I wouldn't know how to just start rooting magically for another team with everything I have just because a player went there. I've had players that have left and I want them to do well and I watch them and I'm rooting for them, but not when they play us. I don't know how to not be a Laker fan. I don't know how to not root for the Lakers. I don't know how to root against the Lakers. I don't know how. I couldn't do it if I tried. So that's the difference. That's the main difference to me. Bonds before steroids usually hit 39 home runs a year. My God, he was so crazy. He said 7 runs. They're going to score 7 runs. So you think 7-2? Okay. Shohei is the best you ever saw, Jeff. You just don't know it yet. No, like I said, I think he's going to be. He's still what, 30? You know what I mean? Like his 7th year in the league. I think he's going to be the GOAT if he's not already. I say that, right? But Bonds was my guy, man, and he was so good. But yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be Shohei. Joe says 6-2 Dodgers tomorrow. That would be ideal. People talking to each other. Let me mind my business. California rolls. No, they got actual sushi. They got like a sushi restaurant on there now. But it's just popping up anyway. They're just landing like deals like left and right. They just did another. They just brought a restaurant there. What's the name of the restaurant that they got there? And they just had a bunch of influencers go for like the first game against the Angels. So that's how I saw it pop up. They have like a Japanese restaurant in there now. Doing the sushi. 15-2 Dodgers. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see. I like your score better. Let's see. Smack Hinch in the face all weekend. Yeah, we get to rub in our championship in his face, a real championship that wasn't cheated for sure. I want 3 blowouts. Scooble, Flaherty. Detroit is a scrappy team. They got some young guns, man. They're a scrappy team. It's not going to be a cakewalk. The Dodgers could sweep them, but they're a scrappy team. Time to put AJ Hinch in his place. Let's get an air horn on that. Yeah, we getting an air horn on that, man. AJ Hinch, man. You know, he didn't have to do that either. And he's a good manager, man. He's a good manager, but can't undo what's done, man. Let's see. Rod Crew had a sweet, easy swing. Name on my business. So what would you say if the best part of being a baseball kid in the 90s during summers was your favorite memories? The kind you won't see these days. You know what? For me in the 90s, so where I lived, when we came to LA, we came to California, Southern California, after being in the Bay. We said we moved around to a couple different places, and when we got our first home, like my parents purchased their first home, at the end of the corner, the end of the block, I remember when we moved in, it was almost like the Sandlot. It was almost like the Sandlot. My pop's a truck driver. I'm in the truck, the cab of the truck, listening to the radio. We're unloading the truck. I'm up there at the time. And like some kid from up the block saw us moving in, saw me go up the truck. I'm in the passenger side. This kid comes running up the block, jumps in the driver's side of the truck, and is like, do you play baseball? We need one more. Like exactly like the Sandlot. Like you can't make this up. And at the end of the block, there was a church. And the church had this big old grass field and had a fence around it that made it look like a little league ballpark. And we would go, they'd play baseball there every day in the summer. And my first day on the block, I go up there, didn't have a glove, didn't have nothing, because everything was in boxes, right? And we go out there, we play baseball. And we did that every day, every single day that summer. Those guys became brothers to me. Been in each other's weddings, you know what I mean? And baseball made that happen. Baseball and riding bikes, right? Riding bikes and playing baseball in the 90s and music. Like that was it. So riding the bikes, going to get, snacks or whatever for the game, and then going up the block to the church and just seeing a bunch of bicycles lined up, and a bunch of kids out there playing baseball. And the first time I hit that ball out over the gate, oh my God, I felt like the biggest dude in the world. And then the ball hit a car. And I felt like that I had to run, right? So it was, man, those were the memories I'll never, ever take back. I'll never take back. And it's up the block for me now. Like the neighborhood I'm back in now was the neighborhood we were in when we moved to LA. And, when I'm kind of like in my thoughts, or like, I like to drive and focus, listen to music and kind of get in my zone, whatever, and kind of just lock in on what I'm trying to do. I pass by there a lot. I pass by there and kind of get, just kind of like spark something in me, right? That whole little area right there, that whole situation changed my life. And playing baseball, riding bikes in the 90s. That's it. Long answer for a sports show, but you asked the question, and I don't think I've ever told that story here. But it's very, very, very similar to the Sandlot. It was just crazy how that happened. Let's see. People talking to each other. Here we go. I remember you calling out Laker fans for waving the Wolves pom-poms. Yeah, man. Come on, man. I was like, no, I called, no. I said, no. Let me correct that. I said they waved their Laker pom-poms, right? I said they had the Wolves tramp stamp. I said they had the Wolves tramp stamp because they were over there rooting for a team. They were calling it the Los Angeles Timberwolves. Bro, I couldn't get with that. I couldn't get with that. The Los Angeles Timberwolves, really? Are you serious? That team mocked us too. You don't remember that? You riding with them? Nah, I was never with that. I'm still not. You act like the Wolves beating Denver brought the Lakers out the grave last year. I still can't. I just start dying when I think about it. I was calling it like the Timberwolves tramp stamp, man. And those pom-pom Laker fans, man. The pom-pom Laker fans, I love celebrating with the best of them. But the pom-pom Laker fans, just straight in denial, the toxic center of it all. Nah, man. Nah. I'm not rooting for the Wolves. Like, it's one thing to hope a team loses, but to go in and get that other team's basically tatted on you like it's your baby daddy, like, nah, man. Nah, man. Nah. They got the Minnesota Timberwolves tramp stamp, man. So that portion of Laker Nation has a baby daddy, and it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that at all. Oh, that one always killed me. How did I get? How did I get that far down? Okay, hold on. My bad. I skipped a couple here. Hank Aaron was a great hitter and also a great fielder. He was. Dodgers might break win record this year and sweep the playoffs. Yeah, man, I think they do break the win record. I think they top the 116. All I care about is the win. I want them to win the World Series, but if they take that record while doing it too, then I'm all with that. Lou Brock, another legend. So many great players. Love listening to Jeff. Appreciate you, Xbox. Man, appreciate you. Appreciate having you here. Great stuff. Search, you saying? What made you choose the Lakers over Knicks? I remember you saying you got East Coast roots. So because Magic, like when I was a kid, the first time I saw Magic Johnson, I saw him later on, right? I didn't get to see like the early Magic Johnson. Right as I like really got into basketball was when Magic like had to retire, like the year before that, like when the Lakers played the Bulls in the finals. So 91 was like my full-fledged entry to basketball. I'd watched before, but I initially started with Dodgers, right? My sports journey started with the Dodgers. I was a baseball fan first, and my sports love started with the Dodgers in 88. And I didn't watch the whole season. I just remember the playoffs. My teacher had the TV in the room. It was Dodgers versus Mets, and it was a day game, and they had the TV in the room, when they had the TVs on the cart and they roll it in. And my teacher, being a New Yorker, from Queens, and was heavily rooting for the Mets. My dad, big time Dodger fan, so we were rooting for the Dodgers. We were, and I was just into it, man, and got into watching the Dodgers, which put me on to sports, and then the Kings hockey, because my grandpa was a big hockey guy. He played college hockey. He was big on hockey. Played up at NYU, and so I was in. It went Dodgers, Kings, and then the Lakers, right? And then when I first saw Magic Johnson, I was a big Byron Scott guy. Listening to Chick Hearn and Stu Lantz, the way they called the game, it was like an encyclopedia. They taught me the game. So voices teach me the game, man. So my grandpas always talking to me. Chick Hearn, Vin Scully, Bob Miller, like these guys taught me the games, right? So that's what got me into it. So Magic Johnson, the first time I saw him, I was like, oh my God. Like I just I fell in love with basketball. But I was young, and I never, by the time Magic retired and all that, and then when I was watching the team, they weren't that good at that point. I had to wait till like the Kobe Shaq era, right? But it was Magic Johnson that got me on the Lakers. But my entry to sports was the Dodgers. Let's see. People talking to search. I mean, mind my business. TBA fan. I remember you calling out like, yeah, that's what I touched on. Man, that still kills me. That still kills me, man. Jeff, the next time I support a team, they're gonna have to pay me, and the TBA stuff will be here. Plus, I'm more of a player fan. You are a player fan. You're a Braun fan. You're a Mahomes fan. No, for sure. It's just like, look, I, you know what? I'm perfectly. I mean, not that my opinion matters when it comes to how someone fans. Again, I don't have a problem with people being player fans. There are team stands. There's a difference between a fan of a team and a stan of a team. To me, there's a difference. A fan is someone who is objective, can praise their team, bash their team, keep it 100, right? Stans never think their team or player do wrong. And don't get it twisted. There are Lakers stans just as many as there are LeBron stans. I know some LeBron fans that are very critical of LeBron, that praise him and bash him. I know a lot. But the LeBron stans, they're just different. To each their own. Again, I'm not telling anyone how to fan, right? But for me, if you're a player fan, but you're objective, you can criticize your player like you could criticize your team. I don't write the rules, you know what I mean? But in my book, I think that's fine. That's just how the game is right now, man. I like Manny, but whoa. Still pumped about today's win, chat. Let's go. Roll into the Dodgers tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good win, man. That was a good win for the Lakers. I saw Willie Stargell hit it completely out of Dodger Stadium. So check this. I was at the game when Giancarlo Stanton hit it out of the stadium. Shout out to Panorama City's own Giancarlo Stanton, who was Mike Stanton back then. I was at the game as a kid when Piazza hit it out. I was at the game when Tatis hit it out. What are the odds? I think there's been 5 that have been hit out of Dodger Stadium. I think I've been there for 3 of them. That's insane. Shohei gonna do it. He almost did it this year. He has so much power, man. Dodgers 117 wins this year. Who's with us? I picked 118. 118 like the freeway. 118 like the freeway. I got the Dodgers winning 118 games this year. A lot of things got to go their way. They got to stay healthy. A lot of things got to go their way. But health is going to be one of them. And I think if they are remotely healthy and they play the way that we know they can, I think that they win 118 games. The Sandlot is a documentary. Oh, man. Let's see. People talking to each other. DraftKings have Dodgers at 103. What? That's crazy. That seems way too low. Man, I missed the camaraderie kids had back in the 90s, 2000s. There were some special. I feel for kids nowadays. Man, you don't see that anymore. Yeah, they don't have the ability to connect anymore. Like, they're socially awkward. It's just totally different now, for sure. It's totally different now, for sure. And I think the future is going to suffer for it. Like, these kids don't even talk to each other. Like, they did that. You have a kid that won't even talk at all, but will talk for hours with someone on the phone. Like, they don't know how to communicate verbally, right? It's just social awkwardness, man. It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be nuts. What's going on, Chris? Appreciate you, brother. In 90s, LA, we used to challenge different blocks in any sport without violence, great things. Oh, for sure. We hit up several blocks. My block was the one, though. My block was the one at baseball, football, my block was the one. My block was for sure the one. We had a lot of talent on my block. And I miss that block, man. I miss that block. Like I said, I pass by it often. It's a special place, special time. And met a lot of great people, lost some people. A lot of great people on that block. And it helped mold me coming up. So it was incredible. Incredible times. Jerica, what's going on, Jerica? She says, handsome Jeffrey, baby. Appreciate you. Go Lakers. What a game. What a tip by the king. Go Lakers. Appreciate you, Jerica. It was man, that was it was one of the most, how do you call it? I don't want to say unexciting because we won on a buzzer beater. But it was like such a lazy, like, it was just like a, okay, I'm gonna put this in. Like, it's just such a weird buzzer beater. I don't know. It was a weird, the team mobbed them and all that stuff, but it was a very, very like low activity buzzer beater, but I'll take it. Shout out to Braun. That was his first Laker game winner buzzer beater. Shout out to Braun, man. His first one as a Laker. 7 years later, but he got it. He's had shots to tie games, to go into overtime, big shots in the final seconds to get the lead. He's had several of those, but this was the first one that he hit as the game clock expired, end game winner for the Lakers. So yeah, what a tip by LeBron, man. What a tip. LA Timberwolves, that killed me, bro. That just killed me. That super killed me. I couldn't take it. Couldn't take it no more. I'm looking for 13 more wins, and the odds makers are giving them. Come on, I'm getting old over here. I need more rings. Facts. They're gonna win more than 103 games, man. That's so crazy to me, man. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's going on, my brother? What's up, Jeff? Hope all is good. I got to see Barry Bonds, and dude was unbelievable as a hitter. Best I've ever seen. You couldn't throw him a fastball down the middle. He instilled fear on opposing teams. Never forget when he got walked with the bases loaded. He was different. He was that dude. Like, Barry Bonds was certified that dude. He would kill you. like you said, you talk about instilled fear. Like people were worried about McGuire hitting the bomb, right? But you didn't have to worry about the average. You didn't have to worry, like, he was gonna clob a bomb, like it was gonna happen, right? But Barry Bonds, man, Barry Bonds was just totally different. I agree with you 100%, brother. I agree with you. Let's see. It's the fastest sub I've ever done. Let's see. Getting something coming in another language and I don't know what it is. Let's see. Chick made up so much basketball terminology. He did, man. And he taught me a lot about the game. Stu Lance was incredible for me as a kid. So listening to Stu Lance, he was incredible. Listen to him kind of break down the game and get it going. It was great. I'm a fan inside the Lakers sphere, but I'm a stan when talking to fans of other teams because their jealousy how much more successful the Lakers are just gets grating. No, I hear you. No, you're a team fan, so you're defending your team. That's a difference, right? I don't think anyone in here is a stan. My stands typically stick to stan channels or spam other channels, right? Or come in and just get crazy. Stans typically roll to panel shows. Typically. And again, I don't write the rules how to fan. I'm just saying. Stans typically don't come to kind of lighthearted, easygoing, civil chats. Stans like to muck it up. They pull up. They announce their presence with authority, right? They're there to kick up dust. We don't really do that over here, so they don't come really looking for us because, like I said, I don't got no problems with them. They usually don't got no problems with me. And it usually just keeps it steady. Like, because like I said, man, I can't tell no one how to fan, and no one can tell me how to fan either, right? My bad. Hold on a second. All right, some noise is going off. We had a house blow up in our neighborhood last week. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. So we had a house blow up in our neighborhood last week, and it blew up as a result of that they were storing fireworks in the house. So a fire ensued, and the whole house blew up, and fireworks were going off crazy. And on the news, they were saying they suspected more houses in the area, so they were doing searches, right? And they perimetered off, they did everything. So something's going ballistic again right now, and I'm just like, what is? So I don't know if something else just happened. Sorry, guys. If you saw it on the news last week, that was literally like behind my house. So right over by my house. So it was hearing that again right now. Just trying to be alert because it was crazy. There are a ton of Jordan stands that do nothing but hate on Braun and get YouTube checks. Yeah, Cuba. There's a lot of Jordan fans that hate on Braun. There's a lot of Braun fans that hate on Kobe or big up Braun or vice versa. And they all just use the hate to get clicks and get views and do all that. And quite honestly, like, it's smart. If you're here to make money and you don't want, and I'm not speaking on anyone in particular, I'm talking about a hustle. If your objective is to make money on YouTube and you don't really care about a rep, you don't really care about what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity, and you're just gonna go out there and just you may be talking things you don't believe yourself because you know it's gonna drive traffic. I'm not mad at the hustle, right? I'm not mad at the hustle. Do what you got to do. I don't tell people how to fan, how they do their shows, their thing. Everyone has the right to not watch if they don't like it, right? But for me, there are a lot of Jordan fans who hate Braun. There's a lot of Braun fans who hate Jordan and Kobe. There's Kobe fans that hate both of them too. And you're right. It drives a lot of traffic. It gets a lot of people tuned in because you know what? People watch out of anger as opposed to support. And people want to go in there and argue, and they're going to a show they hate just to try to get their point across. It's not going to be heard. You know what I mean? So it never really makes sense to me. Go where you like the content. Why are you going where you don't like it? You know what I mean? Just don't complain. Not saying you are. I'm saying don't complain. Don't go where you don't like and complain about what you don't like. Don't go, right? To me. So I don't be going to channels that like bash Kobe. Because if I got to argue with them, it's not going to change their minds. They're there for a reason. Now, there's people who have an opinion on Kobe that isn't bashing him. Kobe wasn't perfect and he can be criticized, but blatantly bashed, that's different. Because then it's hard to take you serious as a basketball guy, right? Because you're just being a Braun or Jordan guy. But just because you're objective about Kobe or got something to say about Kobe that's somewhat negative, that's your prerogative, your opinion. CJ Stroud fan, Ohtani fan, Lamar Jackson fan. I can't get with the fans of teams that just constantly bash their own players for BS reasons while in the game. Ridiculous. Yeah, that drives me nuts, man. Just crying about your team. Crying, man. It's crazy. Jeffrey's going to WrestleMania. Nah, man, I'm not a wrestling guy. A lot of people around me are. I just never got into it. What's going on, Michael? Appreciate you. In your eyes, why do you think many street ballers struggle in the team setting? For example, Bones Highland, because they're not really built for team ball. They're there for to get theirs, and that's really it. Plus, they don't defend, so it's tough. We then need a Braun game winner in crypto. We do. Have to shout out Hawaiian Gardens, Altadena, Long Beach, and all my family there. Yeah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Chris, the art director, says EPJ Sports Night logo 100 times better than the Stephen A in this tidy way. Appreciate you. And Chris is not just saying that because he made the logo, because he did. This is another Chris, the graphic god production here. This is another one we came up really quickly. So both these logos on the screen, at the bottom right, the EmpireJeffTV, you guys have heard that story. We came up with that in minutes. And then the next one, I was like, yo, I'm thinking of doing a segment. And since we just did the NBA on NBC, let's stick with that. And let's do the NBA Inside stuff, right? We did it. And I did a test run. I put it out there. I announced it. And then a couple weeks later, my guy Cuff the Legend had a similar one. I'm not saying he ripped it, right? I mean, it's not like someone couldn't have come up with this or thought of this, right? But on his playback, he's got a similar one. I was like, oh man. I was like, but I had this, and I've been rocking. I'm gonna stick with this though. I will say that I had a segment ready to go, another show, and the name that I was about to roll with also got taken and launched like 2 weeks before I was about to do it. And Chris knows what Chris is the only one that knows what these segments are, right? And I was about to drop that one. And then a former basketball player took the name. Not from me. I'm just saying he had the same name, right? I was about to launch. I'm like, damn it. So it happened twice. But appreciate you, Chris, man. Continuing the great work that he does on these graphics, man. Glad he finished with 0 rings. Barry basically got walked if one man was on base. Only time he batted was if the bases were cleared. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, they didn't want to mess with him. 41 currently watching on Twitter X. What do we got on Twitter right now? Yeah, we got 50 on Twitter right now. Appreciate everyone over on Twitter. Love y'all, man. Love everyone over on YouTube as well. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. It goes a long way to help, and you will be appreciated, man. Let's see. Stu Lance should have been a coach. He was. He coached at the big man camp with Pete Newell every offseason, man. He was a big man coach. Shout out and rest in peace to Pete Newell, man. Kareem should have been a coach too. He was not a head coach, but he's been an assistant coach. Respect how well he held things down for other play-by-play guys after Chick pass. Facts, absolutely. Jeff, Jeff, man, being the CEO of the TBA is the greatest thing ever, man. No stressing if they loses. Plus, and honestly, I keep everything neutral when it does come to teams and players outside the TBA. It's like he's got an organization over here. Stu played for the Lakers at the end of his playing career. He did. Yep, he did. Let's see, I remember reading a Laker history book and was amazed seeing his name on one of those rosters. Yep. Yeah, Serge, the house blew up. It was on the news everywhere, man. The house blew up. And it had so many fireworks that it was like a whole like grand finale when it blew up. So that may have just happened again. I don't know. I just heard it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I got some noise canceling on my board. It kind of puts out the sounds I got going, but I was like, oh man, it was loud. So that was not we're still kind of going through that just happening last week. So we're just like, man, that was so loud. The booms of the initial explosion and the fireworks, like the house shook. Be safe. I appreciate you, man. Still hurting a bit over the death of Big George Foreman. Love listening to him on HBO Boxing back then. Yeah, Aaron, that man, rest in peace to George Foreman. He was up there, but not all the way up there, man. It's sad to see him go. George Foreman, absolute straight up and down legend, man. Facts. Rest in peace to Big George. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of these Jordan Kobe stams, in my opinion, a lot of those guys don't really sound like they like the game. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those, and again, I'm not speaking to an individual, but a lot of the guys who got on that path don't really break down the game of basketball, right? They don't really break down the game. They don't really know the ins and outs. They don't really know the intricacies. And to be honest with you, they don't care to. They're open about it. This isn't a diss. Their form of talking basketball is narratives or storylines or individuals. And again, it's how they choose to cover it. And that's okay, right? It's not for everybody. The people that like their show may not like my show. Maybe I'm a little too slow paced for them, right? Maybe I'm a little, a little too much of a basketball nerd for them, right? Which is totally fine as well. Like everyone fans the way they want. They like the shows they want. A lot of those shows aren't for me. There's people that I like that do shows that aren't necessarily for me, but I like the person. They're always been cool to me, so I support. I'll pull up, right? Like because they support me. They're cool with me, and they're free to do their own show, right? How they see fit. Like, but some of them I'm not cool with, and because the way they kind of carry themselves sometimes, I don't rock with it, right? It's just not for me. I don't find it entertaining. I don't find it educational. I try to do my best to entertain and educate, while at the same time being educated, because I feel like my chat is an educated base. So when they ask questions, I feel it makes me better. Sometimes they say stuff. I've got people who've been watching games since the 50s in my chat, since the 60s, 70s, etc. So I feel that I get value out of my chat. So I try to also return that value. This is a give and take, right? This is back and forth. This is the give and go here, right? I feel like we educate and help each other talk the game. I have a show. I get up here and talk by myself for hours, but I never sit up here and think I can't learn as well. I feel like that's a difference between me and a lot of other creators that get up here. A lot of people think they know more than you, and some do. Some know more than me, no doubt. But a lot don't. You know what I mean? But I don't get up here and think that I'm above learning from you guys or other creators. I learn stuff from Joe all the time, and Gerald. Like I learn from guys all the time. So to me, that's what it's about. Not just getting up and cooking and ripping and clowning. I love joking on people. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not here to cook. I'm not a chef. You know what I mean? I'm here to eat. Like make my food. I don't need to cook. Couple more boons there. But yeah, so like it's just differences, man. For you Laker fans, why the hell was Michael Cooper going off on Braun for eating fruit while on the sideline of a damn preseason game, but Kyrie gets a pass in a regular? I don't know. Those old school guys sometimes take it a little too far, bro. I don't have a problem with what Braun was doing on the sideline. Sometimes those old school guys just get a little too crazy. I'll never forget the first time I saw Foreman versus Frazier fight on ESPN Classic as a kid. Yeah, I remember that in the documentary. I blocked them guys, Jazzy Jeff, on the hate, man. Yeah, I'm just anti-hate, bro. I don't hate on people. I don't like being hated on. I ignore it, but like if you're gonna hate them, I'm not even gonna entertain it, bro. Like it's stupid to me. He said that TMZ. Jesse, how much Chris charged for the logos, man? DM me. I'm Chris's booking agent here, man. So hit me up if you guys want some of that work, some of that Chris the graphic guy work. Let me know. You've always been a supporter of mine. He definitely knows who you are more than likely. So you might be inclined to get that the work from Chris, man. So let me know. Reach out. Which Kobe met Dreamers Pro and gave him the treatment Braun just gave Windhorst. Oh, yo, that Braun was crazy. Like he said he's my best friend or something. Played on the team with me, the enforcer, right? He was talking, man. Braun's kind of wilding out towards the end here, man. Yeah, Chris is by far the best artist, man. By far, graphic guy, bro. So glad that he was able to get out here in the masses and people could see his great work. My show wouldn't be the same without Chris. My show would not be the same without Chris. Like the graphic is just so that graphic gave me legitimacy, man. When people saw that, like, yo, where'd you get that graphic, right? And it just made like, man, this dude means business with that type of quality work, bro. So you want that quality work? You want your looking A1? You want yours looking A1? Chris, man. Chris is that dude, bro. He's that dude. Without a shadow of a doubt. There's plenty of people who may have taken anyone ever took Chris for granted. F out of here, man. Chris, a real one as a person and as an artist, bro. Can't no one see this dude. I'll stand on that. Can't no one see this dude. He's a beast. Straight up killer with the graphics, man. No doubt about it. Love the art he's done, EPJ. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. He just I mean, me and Chris have cooked up a lot of different stuff, man. A lot of different stuff. Matter of fact, I got to show you guys some next show. I've got some. Chris blessed the fam with something. I got to show. I you guys notice I moved my shelf used to be on the other side. I moved it. I was gonna put something up, and I'm like, man, the camera angles and catching. I got to figure some stuff out here. But Chris blessed your boy with something pretty super dope. A couple of things. I was probably try to show you guys on the next show, man. But Chris is the best there is, bro. Love you, Chris, man. You know that, man. Winning is hard AF. Facts, man. What do you think about the Bucks now seem cooked? Also, Kuz just looks weird this season. Kuz always be looking weird. But yeah, man, you got Dame with the blood clots, man. I hope he gets well soon. Giannis out again. That situation is I just never took them serious when they got him. I don't think Dame is that dude. I don't think Dame gets a championship in his career. I just don't. Can't wait for tomorrow's game. Two of the best lefties in the game collide. Absolutely, man. You got Scooble and Snell. Boom, man. It's gonna be. Dodgers made hogwash quit. Hoggy. You said Reg from the locker room always sounds mad on the show for some reason. Even when Austin has a game winner at 40 bombs, he sounds mad. Look, Reg is I'm cool with Reg. Me and Reg are straight. Like, you know what I mean? I support his show. A lot of you guys know. We have different styles. But you got actors that are cool with each other, got different styles, rappers, artists, chefs, all these dudes got like different styles, right? Reg always been cool with me. Always showing me support, always been down with me. I'm down with him. He's gave me insight, he gave me tips, he never like held back, he never gatekept with me when I was coming up. Reg was one of the guys that inspired me to do a show because when I got COVID, I went all the way through COVID without getting COVID. I got COVID the week of the MLB All-Star game in LA. I bought 4 tickets and I got COVID. I believe the game was a Tuesday. I ended up testing positive for COVID on Friday before, was dying. It was a really bad case of it. Started feeling sick Thursday night. Friday was, bro, I ain't never, ever been sick like that. Matter of fact, I haven't been right since. Like I get sick 20, 30 times more than I did before I had COVID. And it was it was touch and go for a bit. It was really, really bad. And matter of fact, the first couple of days, I can't even really, but I had to give up my tickets. So I was locked in a room for 10 days by myself. I didn't have a channel. I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. This was 2022. I barely was even on YouTube. If I was only maybe checking like an instructional video or old sports clips, music, something like that. I didn't watch shows. I didn't watch sports shows like creators. I didn't watch content creators on YouTube. Never had. I knew who Dodgers Nation was. I knew who Laker Nation was. But I didn't watch them like that because I wasn't really on the internet like that, right? I really wasn't. So I'm in a room for 10 days, and I came across the locker room. I came across it. It came on, and it was I would just remember laughing my ass off, man. I was coming out of my COVID coma, and I was like, this dude's wild. This is hilarious. And I'm like, dude, this dude's like the 50 Cent of YouTube. I still call him that. I always tell him, Red, you the 50 Cent of YouTube. And I'm a big, and y'all who know me, I'm a big 50 fan. And he just remind me 50 Cent of the sports world, covering sports content. And I listened to him every night when I was in there with COVID. And it inspired me like, yo, like this seems cool. This seems kind of fun. And, started watching some other guys because, when his show ended, it would put it around to other shows. And started like kind of noticing content creators. And I was like, this is dope. I'm like, yo, I think I could do this. Got some equipment, toyed around with it, did a podcast with one of my guys about hip hop, started that just to learn it all. Then started, pulling up on other shows, chats. They liked what I was talking in the chat, would invite me on the show. Started pulling up. And it all kind of came from there, right? But Reg was one of the early ones that inspired me to do a show. And he may not be for everyone. I I might not be for everyone, but like I said, he's always been cool with me. And if you guys like what I do and you appreciate what I bring to the table, he's one of the guys that inspired me. He was. I always give him that credit. He's always been cool with me. He ain't picked on one of my takes yet. Maybe he will one day, right? But no, Reg's always been cool with me. I've always been cool with him. And like I said, he inspired me, and he never gatekept. He never gatekept. You'd be surprised sometimes the ones that do. But Reg's never gatekept. Anything I asked, he answered. He was very gracious with me, and he anything I needed and asked, he helped out. So shout out to Reg. Like I said, it may not be for everyone. I may not be for everyone, but I respect his grind. And yeah, he's very passionate and he's very entertaining. But just like I may not be for everyone, he may not be for everyone. But he's done a great job. I think he's like 26K subs, right? He's doing a great job over there, man. And just crazy entertaining, man. Shout out to Reg, man. I saw it on the news. That was crazy. The house literally blew up. Yeah, man. It's like right here. It's like right here. And for those of you remember the movie La Bamba, where I'm basically from the neighborhood where Richie Valens is from. And the plane crash in the beginning of the movie on the school, that's Pacoima Middle School, which was Pacoima Junior High. That's by my house over here, right? So right across the street from the PE area, the grass field, like the soccer field that they use on the weekends, there's I had a little block right there, which is not too far from mine, and the house just blew up. Like blew up. It was crazy. And fire just went everywhere. So it's I think something just happened again here. I embrace the hate. Yeah, there you go. I zigzagged a little bit on the shows tonight, man. Bron reposted the Stephen A video of him boxing on IG jail. Bron is out there trolling now, bro. Bron is out there trolling. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I stand with Chris forever, man. That's my guy. That's my man's $100,000 for sure. Pitchers game tomorrow is the Twilight Effect. Yeah, that's true too. Do you think Stephen A has an actual problem with Bron? Because bro, wildin'. You never know it anymore in entertainment, man. You don't know if this is planned. You don't know. You really don't know, bro. You really don't know. Do I think I don't think they're faking this, but you never know, man. You never, ever know in today's world, bro. Bro, I'm about to turn Stephen A into the Black Skip Bayless. That's funny. Yeah, Jeff, I had COVID twice. January 2023, January 2025. The first time was brutal because I had just moved. Man, that one, to my knowledge, I've only had it once. Bro, I'm telling you, it was scary. It was scary. Like my wife was worried. I was in bad shape, man. It was really bad. It was really bad. I've never felt anything like that. That was just bad, man. It was bad for real. Let's see. Jeff met me and we've been friends since day one. Yeah, Search was one of the biggest guys that pushed me and plugged me from the get-go, man. He always been down with me. That's my brother. What's going on, Frank? Reggie is cool. Yeah, Reggie's cool with me, man. Like I said, like he's a cool dude, man. He's always been cool with me, man. Reg thinks if they didn't trade AD, they could have won a title. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, man. I can't see it. Perennial playing team. Hoops talk with Alan is cool too. You talk about Alan Sliwa. Alan Sliwa. I used to like see him on the radio. I haven't really seen his show much. I've seen it. I know who he is. If that's who you're talking about. But he left ESPN for sure. Bamba. Yeah, for sure, man. La Bamba is one of those songs I never get tired of. Yeah, man. La Bamba is La Bamba and Donna. I don't think the feud is staged. I don't think it's staged. Red's locker room. Thank you to my LeBron James. Shit kills me, man. Oh man, thank you to my glory. Oh, Reg is wild, man. I'm telling you, Reg is so Reg is dope, man. I thought Search was a bot. That's funny. I will say this: Skip Bayless sounds decent when he talks about stories from the past on sports. You never get that Stephen A. Search is a superhuman bot AI. That's funny, man. The best in the biz. Facts. Locker room. Yeah, I rock with the locker room, bro. I'm happy with the trade. I'm definitely happy with the trade. Let's see. There's a lot of cool content creators, man. There's a lot of good people that do what they do. I've been part of a lot of dudes' channels. A lot of dudes' channel. I've been part of my channel. There's a lot of people that have committed a lot of time and sacrifices to this grind, man. I'm still somewhat newish at this. Ticket TV is the OG though, man. He used to have such a good show 5 years ago. Yeah, I didn't see him 5 years ago. I barely got, started getting into this like halfway through 2022. And when I came on to watch Ticket Show, like it's like I said, everyone shows like I like a little like I'm not a real big fan of panel shows. Now, there's a difference between like a panel that's organized and a panel that's got a lot of people talking out of turn and screaming and yelling. I don't, no matter who's doing a show like that, like I don't really enjoy those type. It's one of the reasons I don't do panels on my show unless they're controlled, right? For the most part, randomly I'll do it, but I don't like uncontrolled panels because it's just hard to really have a good conversation. So, but again, Ticket's grind and what he built and what he did and being kind of like one of the OGs in this, for sure. You got to respect that. Absolutely. I don't talk bad about any content creator. Like I said, you guys have heard me, man. The grind, I always respect. Some shows are for me. Some shows are not. My show was for some. My show was not for all. So I totally get it. LeBron fans. Rich. LeBron. That song is crazy. I get the notion Kwame don't even like to hoop. He more into narratives and views. Yeah, that's Kwame's just out there to troll and do his thing. Kwame's smart too. Don't get it twisted. Kwame's smart, man. Crazy ride building all these Laker channels. Facts. Most panels I see are random call-in shows, which can be cool. You know what I mean? Don't get it wrong. It can be cool, but sometimes it just goes off a cliff. YouTube search. Who else will be at the ring ceremony? Now, that's the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at to go to the ring ceremony on Friday and the Hershiser jersey on Saturday. And then Monday for the hoodie. I'm really trying to go to those 3 games. I've been hearing about tickets since I was in high school in the early 2010s. Yo, that's crazy. You been around that long? I also like the Kareem Report and Elder. Yeah, those are my guys. Kareem was one of my OGs, man. Kareem, one of my OGs. Elder, one of my OGs, man. Elder was, I believe, my first member on this show. Like, he's the first guy that became a member. I remember when I got monetized, Elder pulled up. He shot me $100 super chat and became a member immediately. And is still a member to this day. Shout out to Elder, man. Shout out to Big Bro Elder, man. And shout out to Kareem. Shout out to all the guys. Like I said, DJ Lakers and 5, man. Like all those dudes that helped me get going out the gate. And I'm trying to build that within the baseball community too. I've been wanting to go to a Dodger game. Living out in Central California means I have to plan for an LA trip. Yeah, a lot of people come down from Central California. They got like bus trips and stuff. I got family in Central Cal. I got family in like the Fresno area that come down to multiple Dodger games a year. So that's Dodger country up there, man. Elder used to be on Ticket TV all the time. I used to love when he was on there. He's not on there anymore? I didn't know he wasn't on there anymore. Basically, the host raises a question or makes a point, then drops a StreamYard link so people in the chat can either agree or disagree and make the arguments. Which again, like I said, it's as a showrunner to do that, your work is so much less. You don't got to do a lot of work when people pull up and carry the show for you, right? That's smart. But then you have no control over your show. So you're at their grace. Are they going to behave? Are they going to be cool? And then eventually you get your regulars, and you're cool. But you got sometimes some of those regulars can get out of pocket. You got to tell them, whoa. All right. But when it's just randoms on all the time, that can get a little, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, right? But when you got your regulars, I'm like, DJ got a set of regulars. Kareem got his set of regulars. You know what I mean? Those are a little bit more controlled, which is better. So on that note, y'all, I'm going to shut it down. We've been going live for about an hour and a half now. I got to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all, man. Successful launch here of EPJ Sports Night. I thank y'all. We got to talk Lakers. We got to talk Dodgers. It's been fun. I'm going to do this more often. I'm going to try to get 1 or 2 segments of this out a week. I'm going to start taking call-ins on this show. I'm going to treat it like a radio show, but just kind of iron out some things here. Tomorrow we got Lakers, we got Dodgers. So I might do another EPJ Sports Night tomorrow because both teams are playing. That remains to be seen. We'll wait and see. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys like this format. I hope you like to be able to talk both teams, both sports. And then when we get some call-ins, I'm going to build this out. So I hope you guys like it, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for dropping the like. Thank you for subscribing. Most importantly, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great, safe Thursday. If you're going to the game, be safe. Love y'all. Search. Appreciate you, brother. As always, you're the best in the business. I'm gonna get some sleep before this neighborhood starts booming again. And as always, let's go Lakers. Let's go Dodgers. And we got the domestic home opener tomorrow, man. One more air horn before we get out of here. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm Empire Jeff. I'm out of here. Peace and love. You guys have a good night.